Thank you. I'm opposed to Section 3, which obviously deals with the imposition of the water charges. In particular, though, I'm opposed to the reference to water meters contained in subsection 6 of the section. Water meters are, as we know, being imposed on householders who do not want them. Whole communities are facing Garda occupation and Garda violence in order to impose those water meters, in particular on the north side of Dublin, but also in Cove and in areas right across the country. But in particular, I want to draw attention to a serious escalation of this situation that has happened in the last day, whereby now private security is being used by water metering installers, in this case GMC Sierra, to harass, intimidate and try to prevent peaceful protests of those opposed to water metering. So just this morning, a protester, Mick Mooney from Stoneybatter.
Please don't reference.
No, he was
not in the house.
A protester from Stoneybatter was accosted by private security, who I won't name, but I have the name of, in a very serious incident. In his words, I was walking up Prussia Street, heading towards the North Circular Road at approximately 8:10 this morning, the 11th of December 2014. I noticed 3 men in front of me who kept looking behind at me suspiciously. As I proceeded about my business, the 3 men in question stopped. One guy in particular, wearing a black hat and a black scarf covering his face, turned back and started to walk towards me. As you can imagine, I felt quite frightened by this behaviour. He started to shout at me, saying, "You want to watch yourself. You don't know who you're messing with." Subsequently, one of the other men approached me, pinned me to the wall. He too was threatening me.
Deputy, that's not relevant to this.
It's relevant to subsection 6 that relates to water metering. He too was threatening me. However, whilst I was pinned to the wall,
about charges, Deputy, and I'm not
the first
sure,
guy,
sure
but it relates to the water meters. That's a reason that I'm opposing
sure,
to this section.
I don't think that really is relevant to you, Deputy. I think you should.
Okay, the last thing that the security told him was, "I'll get you. You don't know who you're messing with." Later on, someone else was told, "We followed you home earlier. We know where you live. You don't know who you're dealing with." Other incidents in Grange Gorman, in Phibsborough, a spate of incidents in Dublin 7. Water meters are now being imposed not just with the Gardaí, but with private thugs hired by these companies imposing water meters. Is the government okay with that? Does the government think that people should have meters imposed on them with this kind of harassment?
Be careful with the language, please, when we're in here. You just be careful with the language you're using. You're saying private thugs being employed by people.
But that's evidenced by their behaviour. I'm finished, Carla.
Be careful with the language. This debate, you can more or less, you can make your argument without trying to, to take people's character or reputation to.
Anyone. I could have named them, but I didn't name them.
Well, you did really. Now we'll move on.